and welcome back to another video. My name is Priscilla and I upload makeup related content on my channel. If you're new, I do hope you consider subscribing to this wonderful channel, and if you are coming back, then welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be decluttering my eyeshadow palette. Yes, this is the last video for this declutter series. So at the end of this video, I am going to show you guys all the makeup that I have decluttered so you guys can see it all together. And I'm very proud of myself. I decluttered a lot of makeup, so at least for myself I did. So if you are ready to continue this declutter series, then keep on watching. So we're going to continue with the declutters. So we're going to go with Too Faced Natural Matte eyeshadow palette. So it is this one here. It is an all matte eyeshadow palette. I have been holding on to this one, but honestly, I don't reach for it anymore. So I am going to go ahead and declutter this palette. I have a LA Colors Nude Eyeshadow Palette. This I got from Dollar Tree. And this one I actually don't reach for at all. So I am going to go ahead and declutter this eyeshadow palette. I am holding my camera. I don't have the thing, so I am going to be going like a bit slower, and I am going to have to use two hands. Next I have my Too Faced Chocolate Bar eyeshadow palette. Part of me wants to declutter this eyeshadow palette because I honestly just don't reach for it, but I really do like the color scheme in this eyeshadow palette. I do love my neutrals, so I feel like I just want to keep it, but I don't know. I'm just going to put it on the side right now. I'll put it on the side. Maybe keep it to see if I use it one more time, and if I don't use it by the time I declutter again, then I'm just gonna declutter it at that time. I wonder if I said that before. I need to go back and review or view the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one for now. I do have my Wet n Wild Comfort Zone eyeshadow palette. You actually can't find this one anymore. Not really. It came out last year actually at Dollar Tree, but I couldn't find it because I was gonna pick it up just to get a new one because I have had this one for a long time. I think it is time to declutter this eyeshadow palette. I've had it for way too many years and I just don't reach for it as often as I'd like. So I am gonna go ahead and declutter this eyeshadow palette. I also have the Drinking a Glass of Shine eyeshadow palette from Wet n Wild. It was one of their all matte eyeshadow palettes. These were like one of their first more than 3 pan palettes, because before it was just 3 like that, and that was every so often they would drop a collection, and it would even come out with nail polish as well, their collection. So it would have like a couple of eyeshadow trios, some nail polishes. So yeah, and then after that these ones started coming out too, but not many, just memories. But I don't reach for it at all anymore, so I am gonna go ahead and declutter this palette. Next is the Il Makiage and Kathleen Lights collaboration. I am keeping this eyeshadow palette only because I just purchased it last year and it was $80 something. It was the most expensive eyeshadow palette I've bought. So I am not decluttering this one. I am going to try to get some more use out of it. I didn't care for it, to be quite honest. I just don't think the mattes blend that well, but I'm going to go ahead and give it another shot and see. And in the shadows, the shimmer shadows, they did have fallout on my face even after I applied them. I applied them first and then did my face makeup, and then this would still, I would have fallout throughout the day. So I'm going to go ahead and give it another shot, but I'm keeping this one right now. I have here my Twist of Slate eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. I got this one in a mystery ColourPop box. I like the tones, they're cool tones. I'm more of a warm tone girl, but I actually do like this eyeshadow palette. I have used it once or twice. So yeah, I am going to go ahead and keep this palette. I have here another Wet n Wild palette. This one is Nude Awakening in this version. I do have the Nude Awakening in the new packaging. So what I am doing is, using one hand is quite hard. I am going to go ahead and declutter this eyeshadow palette since I do have the newer packaging of it. But I do like this for every day. Even if you're a beginner, it's nice to do every day. And then you can also use it to do a nighttime smoky look. So definitely a good beginner eyeshadow palette. And here is the New Awakening eyeshadow palette, the new packaging version. See there? Oops, let's see. So it says Nude Awakening. So this is that eyeshadow palette just in the new packaging. I feel like the shades may be just a little slightly different, but overall same color scheme concept. But yeah, keeping this one here. I am also keeping the Call Me Sunshine Color Icon eyeshadow palette. Looks like this here. Love the color scheme, of course, and it blends just so nicely. So also beginner friendly as well. I like Wet n Wild eyeshadows overall. I mean, overall they're good. Yeah, they may have a few misses here and there, but not as much. At least not to me. I know some people may differ, have a different opinion, but I do like them, and I am keeping this palette. I do have two of their trios, Sweet as Candy and Walking on Eggshells. I actually am going to declutter Walking on Eggshells, which is this one here. The reason I'm decluttering it is because I did purchase the newer version, the 5-pan palette. Oh no, and it's broken, yeah. So it does look like that. And then I'm also gonna declutter this one as well, Sweet as Candy, just because I don't reach for it as much as well. I do have three now, of the 5-pan palettes from Wet n Wild. No! Oh my gosh, I need to be super careful. This one here is Go Commando. It looks like this. Very pretty color scheme as well. I like it. I like them, so I am keeping this one. I have the Camel Flaunt one as well. It looks like this, and I am keeping it. I do have the Pastels Rose Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette. So for this palette here, I just don't reach for it. I just don't really care for it. I don't really like the shimmer shades in this palette, to be quite honest. So I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. I have another Wet n Wild Hard Being That It's Girl. It's an all matte eyeshadow palette. It has a soft pink, a nice blue, and a lid shade. It's a nice color story. It reminds me of Easter for some reason. I am going to go ahead and declutter it. I also have Silent Treatment by Wet n Wild. I feel like on camera it's coming out, the shadows are coming out lighter than what they are. Let me see. This a little better. So it's a nice pink. I like the eyelid shade in this one. It's a really nice purpley shade. I am gonna go ahead and keep this one. I also have some of ColourPop quads. I have them because of the mystery box as well. I did get two of them. One of them I haven't tried yet. I have tried this one. This one is, which one? Creamsicle. It looks like this, and I really like this one. The other one, just the shades, I'm not a fan of, but I haven't tried it on my lids yet. But this one here I have the LA Colors Heat eyeshadow palette. It's a quad, and it's actually a really pretty Quad, and the pigmentation on these eyeshadows are really good. I really like these. I am keeping, I think I have three of them, and I am keeping all 3 of these. So there was 4 LA Colors ones. So this one is LA Colors Nude Eyeshadow Quad. Looks like this. Really nice nude quad. Keeping this one. This one here is LA Colors Bare Eyeshadow Quad. This one is also really pretty. I know like the Bare Heat and then the other one that you're gonna see right now, they all have similar shades. They look similar, but I just really like them. I have to pull them out some more, to be honest. And then this one is LA Colors Rose eyeshadow palette, and it looks like that. They do feel like high quality. I mean, they feel so good. I really enjoy these eyeshadow palettes. And what I mean feels good, they just feel very soft and they just glide on really nicely. Just very good pigmentation. I just think these are just so good. So good. So I have some Rimmel London. I don't think you can see the, oh, okay, well, I am going to declutter it anyway, but this is a Rimmel London Trio in shade Orion. So it's just a nude trio. I am going to go ahead and declutter that one. So I do have the LA Colors Trio. This one is in the shade Sunflower. It looks like this. This is also, I'd say, a really good beginner-friendly trio as well. I did get mine at Dollar Tree. The shades blended really nicely as well. I would say the quads that I just showed you, these ones here, if you ever see these ones come out again, I highly recommend these ones if you do see them. These are also beginner friendly as well. I just like these quads better than these trios. However, I am gonna go ahead and declutter this trio here. I do have another Rimmel London trio. This one is in the shade 750 Tempting. I don't even know if I've ever really used it. Maybe once, if anything. But I am going to go ahead and declutter this one. I do have a Physicians Formula Quad. This one is in Classic Nudes. This is Old School eyeshadow palette. I did actually hit pan on that one. Look at that. I was keeping it because it is a all matte eyeshadow palette, very neutral, so it's good to use this with another eyeshadow palette that may not have had the transition shades that you would have liked, or that I would have liked. So that is why I did keep it, but I am going to be decluttering it now. I do have this Wet n Wild trio. It's called Jade. And I actually never opened it. The packaging is still there, so I'm going to keep it to see if there's anyone that would like it and they can just have it. I do have a few ColourPop palettes. So this one is the Lizzie McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of eyeshadow palette. It's a really nice, fun way to add color to your looks. I do like this eyeshadow palette. Well, honestly, I don't reach for it as often as I'd should probably, but I am gonna go ahead and keep it. I do like the colors here, and I do want to reach for it more. I have the Star Wars Mandalorian the Child eyeshadow palette by ColourPop. Oh no, look at 2 of them just literally popped out. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this one just popped out and this one just popped out. This one didn't break, it went in good, but this one did. I had to smash it back in. So I'm gonna just hold on to this one just a little bit longer. I have another ColourPop eyeshadow palette. This one is in Glow Getter. This one I also got in the mystery box as well. I think I've only used it once, maybe twice, but I think just once. So I am going to go ahead and keep this eyeshadow palette. I also have the Dream Street eyeshadow palette. So this one was the Kathleen Lights and ColourPop collab. I do like this one and I do reach for it from time to time. and I am gonna go ahead and keep it. I know mine looks a little different than yours because some of these had popped out as well, and I didn't know where they went, so I just popped them back in. This one is the Perception. This one was the Shayla and ColourPop collab. This one I actually had gotten from my sister. She was doing a declutter and had asked me if I wanted it, so I was like, sure. I had looked at it before, but honestly I just don't reach for it, so I am gonna go ahead and toss this one. I have a Ipsy NYX. I believe they have partnered up with this one here. This one is in Ipsy NYX 01. It's cute. I like this little bow detail here. These are the shades. They're actually really pretty shades, but I just honestly don't reach for it. The only matte one is the black one and these sorts shimmers, but I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one. I have another ColourPop palette. This one is You Had Me at Hello. This one I also believe I had gotten it in a BoxyCharm a long time ago. I got it in something, I just don't remember because I don't remember purchasing it myself. And this is the Color Story. I actually really like this palette, so I am keeping it. I have a Makeup Geek palette. This is the one that you just build yourself here. And there's some single eyeshadows that I had picked out. Pop them in here. Definitely gonna be keeping this. I just bought these eyeshadows last year. I do need to pull it out more to use it more. I have another one here as well. Oh, I do have another bronzer. I'm of course gonna keep this bronzer, but I need to put it so I remember I have it. And then I have the other shades here. So yes, definitely keeping this one. This is a Sephora Z palette as well, with different single eyeshadows. I want to say I'm gonna keep it for now. I need to reach for it more. I forget that I had, like, you just forget after you have so much. I am gonna keep this one for now. And then lastly, I have an Ofra palette. This one, I keep forgetting. Telling you guys, this one had 2, 4, 6 eyeshadows, the highlighter, very pretty highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer. I honestly forget that I have this one, except I saw a post about this palette and I'm like, oh yeah, I believe I still have it. More for the face product, so I think I just need to purchase a Z palette where I can put the products that I like and pop them in there and then get, like, discard the others. This is the only reason why I'm keeping this, is for this here. So here we're gonna go through the single shadows that are here after, because I just need to get rid of a lot of those. I really don't go for them. So we're gonna start off right here. So here is a Tarte Let in Bloom palette. These are pretty shades, definitely up my alley. Love neutral shadows, but I haven't reached for it. This was actually my sister. She was gonna toss it, so I was like, oh, I've never tried it before. I was curious, so she gave it to me, but I think I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter it myself. The same with the Tarte palette by Tarte. This one is all mattes. I am keeping this one. I actually reached for it a couple of times recently and I really like it. Especially like these shadows here. They're more purple toned, which I like. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this one for now. I have a Cab Cosmetics palette. This one is the Day and Night one. This is a nice color story. Very fallish. But I am going to go ahead and declutter it because I honestly just don't reach for it. I have an OV Beauty Spotlight palette. This one is, I think Spotlight is the name of this one. And it looks like this. This one I'm also decluttering because I honestly just don't reach for it. The shimmer shades are quite pretty, to be honest. They actually are really pretty, but the matte ones, they're super bright. I need more like transition shades, so I am going to go ahead and declutter this one. I have here a Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette. This one is the bronze palette. It looks like this. Definitely keeping this one. I don't know how to say that, but it's the Unveiled Artistry palette. It looks like this. I am going to go ahead and declutter this palette. I do like it, but I just don't reach for it often. Here I have a Essence Ciao Venezia eyeshadow palette. This one I'm gonna go ahead and keep. Need to pull it out more, but yeah, actually all of these eyeshadow palettes I need to use consistently, but you know, that's kind of hard when it's eyeshadow palettes and you have a lot. I have a Ace Beauty Falling For You eyeshadow palette, and I am gonna keep this one for now. I really like these. Ooh, snap. The shades, I mean, they're all really good, but yeah, I do like this one. I have a Morphe and Jaclyn Hill. This is when it was like the Volt. There was 4 different ones. This one's in Bling Boss. The only reason I have kept this palette through like the times that I declutter are for these shades. Like, this is the only reason why I'm keeping them. This is why I want to get like a Z palette, a bigger one, so I can pop them out. But I think that at this time it's just time for me to declutter this palette, so I'm gonna be decluttering this palette today. I have a ULTA eyeshadow palette. This one is a 4-piece eyeshadow palette. This came with the kit. I actually have a video on it. I'll leave it linked below. I do not like this eyeshadow palette, and I am going to go ahead and toss it. This is another Essence palette. This is a Benvenuti Aroma eyeshadow palette. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I am gonna go ahead and keep this eyeshadow palette. So the next one is from Alamar Cosmetics. I did get this one in a BoxyCharm. These shadows here are really nice. I mean, the mattes blend really nice too, but these are really pretty eyeshadows. And every time I go through like to declutter, it's just hard to declutter this one because those are really pretty eyeshadows. So I am gonna go ahead and keep this one this time as well. I have a Too Faced Natural Matte, so I have the newer version as well. The other one I did decluttered, as you guys saw. I am keeping this one. I do like this eyeshadow palette. Still smells good. I have a Violet Voss Violet Sunset eyeshadow palette. This one is actually a really pretty eyeshadow palette as well, and I am keeping this one. I have a Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. This one was from one of their collections or collaborations. It was the Disney Stitch one, and this one I'm keeping it. I wish Wet n Wild did more like this type of eyeshadow palettes, just bigger ones. I know they have been now with like their collections, but just with like their everyday eyeshadow palettes, like these ones, I mean, I don't mind them being like this because they're very compact and I like that. But, you know, maybe adding another row like this one here, making it a 15 one, just like this one, but, you know, a little bit more compact. I am going to go ahead and keep this one. I have BH Puerto Rico eyeshadow palette. Looks like this, and I am keeping this eyeshadow palette. I have a few bigger palettes here. So I do have the Revolution, the Emily Edit the Wants palette. I feel like I just need to pull this one out more because I really do enjoy this eyeshadow palette. And I am keeping this one here. I have a ColourPop one, Smoke and Roses. I like ColourPop eyeshadows in the way they make their big palettes like this because they just know how to compact the shadows together. And I don't mind the size of the shadow. I know they're smaller than other ones, but honestly I don't mind because it's really hard for me to hit pan on an eyeshadow anyway. So honestly, I like how they do their big eyeshadow palettes. I think they do really good. And I mean, their quality is good. So I have a Morphe palette. This one is the 35F. It looks like this. This one is all shimmer shades, and then the bottom row is matte shades. I am going to go ahead and declutter this palette. I just don't reach for it. I think this is one that my sister was going to declutter, and then I told her that I would take it, but honestly I've used it maybe once. And then the other, oh, one popped out already. Which one is this one? This one is the 35T. This shade here popped out. A lot of these shades look very similar to each other. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter it. I have 2 palettes here really quick before we get into some singles. So this is another Wet n Wild, the Wild Hearts Artistry palette. One, I do not like this packaging at all. I do not. Much better packaging when it comes to makeup palettes, I guess you want to call them. This one here though, I do like the only 2 I don't like are these 2. I feel like they're very dry, but the other shades I actually do like. They're nice and creamy, they blend well, and these ones are so nice and shimmery. So I am gonna go ahead and keep this palette. I just don't like the packaging of it. And then I have a Gone Matte by ColourPop. This one is actually new. I haven't used it. Look at that, it's new. So of course I'm keeping this one. I have the Essence Blooming Wings eyeshadow palette. Looks like this. I actually just recently purchased this one as well. So of course I am keeping this palette. I do have a few more eyeshadow palettes in this drawer, so I'm gonna pull them out and we'll go through them. And I'm gonna also do the face palettes as well. Here we have a Soft Glam eyeshadow palette by Anastasia. I love this eyeshadow palette. Definitely keeping this one here. I actually have the other one. It was a Christmas gift one year from my mom. So it has like the drawer. Oh, that's backwards. Upside down, I mean. So it has the drawers, so it would actually go in here. And then the top one has the Modern Renaissance one. Definitely keeping it. I want to just show you guys. And I keep the packaging because look at it, it's just so pretty. It's just so pretty. So I do have a Juvia's Place eyeshadow palette. This is the Taupes by Juvia's. Looks like this. I am gonna go ahead and keep this one. I've only used it a couple of times. A face palette. Well, let's do the eyeshadow still. I have another Morphe palette. What is this? This one is a 35N. This one's an all matte one. I am gonna go ahead and declutter this one as well since I just bought the ColourPop one, and then the Too Faced one also has a lot of mattes, and the Tarte one. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and declutter this one. The other one I have from Morphe is the 35O palette. This one here, I don't know. I want to keep it, but I want to declutter it as well. Decisions. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep it. Try it again. See how I feel about it. If I like it, I'll keep it. If not, then I'll just declutter it at that time. I do have the Morphe and James one here. This one was a birthday gift last year. I am going to go ahead and keep this eyeshadow palette. I did do a video. I'll link it below. I did like I did a purple look and it came out really pretty. Keeping it. This one here is by Tarte. It's a face and shadow palette. I have been keeping this one here for the face products. The bronzers, highlight, blushes. I really do like Tarte's blushes, their highlighter, well, their face products. So this is probably something that it's hard for me to get rid of it just because of that. But I am going to go ahead and keep it. Probably give me a Z palette so I can depot this area already and then just toss the palette. I also have the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked, the elephant one. I just bought this one and I am keeping it because, well, I just bought it and it's expensive. So I'm keeping this one. When I got it, I was like super excited because I've always wanted an Hourglass palette like this. I just think that it was maybe a bit more hyped up. I just wasn't like blown away, I guess. But it's overall pretty good. This is these blushes are really nice. Nice highlighter as well. Lastly, my Physicians Formula Butter Dream Team face palette. It broke. So far I smashed it and it's been okay. So I just have to keep it like this. But other than that, I really do like this palette, this face palette overall. So I'm keeping this one. And then I saw that I had a few palettes here that I missed. I have the Bare Necessities by Wet n Wild. I think I've only swatched it, maybe used it once. I'm gonna keep it just to use it another time, just to be, you know, just to see. I did get this one at Dollar Tree. I have this quad here by Sweet and Shimmer. Doesn't say what kind, but I had gotten this one. There were five products for $5, so I picked it up for $1. It's thumbs up. Good mattes, good shimmer shades, so I'm definitely keeping this one. Now to some single shadows here, or quads or whatever. So this one's a Maybelline Brown Tones. Comes with 2 shadows here. This one's for your crease and your lid. This is actually really good dual. If you just want a quick look, but honestly I just don't reach for it, so I'm gonna toss it. Honestly, I'm probably gonna toss most of these here. I am gonna keep this one. It's a MAC. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and keep this one. I have an Infallible one here. This one is Endless Pearl. Just, it looks like that. I am gonna go ahead and toss this one. I have here an Infallible Paint Metallic. Honestly, I have not used this one at all, so I'm gonna use it and then probably toss it. I'll just keep it. I have a ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. I have to use it one more time. The last time I used it, I did not like it. I felt like there was fallout. I feel like these have fallout, even if you use like a glitter glue, for me personally. So I have to try it one more time. The last time I had it, I had a shadow on the bottom, a shadow stick that had glitter, so I don't know if it was that or the shadow stick that did the fallout. I do have a Milani single shadow here. I'm gonna go ahead and toss that one. I have another Infallible Paint Metallic shadow. Looks like this. Ooh, that's chalky, so that is going. I'm gonna try this one. If this one is also chalky, then ooh, that's pretty shade. Okay, I'll keep that one then. That one isn't as, like, didn't seem chalky. This one is the soft brown one. I am gonna go ahead and toss this one, and I'm just gonna open the new one. I have another MAC single shadow in Tempting. It's a really pretty shade as well. I'll keep this one. I have a Wet n Wild single one in Panther. It's just the black. I am going to go ahead and toss that one. Other palettes have it. I'm tossing this one too, Nutty. One, because it's broken and keeps breaking. So, pretty shadow though. Definitely a pretty shadow. But tossing it. And then I have this one here by Wet n Wild. A single one in Envy. That one's a pretty green. I just don't reach for singles. So I'm going to go ahead and toss this one. I have it also in Brulee. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. Although this one's a really good like brow bone to set your primer. Your eyeshadow primer is a good one too. I have the e.l.f. matte eyeshadow. It's a loose eyeshadow. Looks like, oh my gosh, this is like so getting dirty. Gonna go ahead and toss that one. I have more Infallible ones here. I am gonna go ahead. This one is actually a pretty shadow. I'm gonna keep this one. This one's actually a pretty shade. And that was in the shade Liquid Diamond. I have a LA Colors Beauty Paw and it has 3 shades. Tossing that one. I have a e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous Eyeshadow. Tossing that one. I have another MAC eyeshadow. I am going to go ahead and declutter this one. This one is in a Beauty Mark. I have another Infallible one. This one is in Sultry Smoke. I'm going to go ahead and declutter this one. And then I have this one here that I haven't opened. But honestly, I think I'm just going to go ahead and declutter this one as well. Oh, I have 2 more. So I have 2 more Wet n Wild ones. I have it in Kitten. The purple one is Kitten and Trashed is the black one. They're pretty eyeshadows. I just don't reach for single eyeshadows. I just don't do it. And then this one is a black with a glitter overlay. So I am tossing these. I think I almost forgot this one. So this one's the I Love eyeshadow palette by Sephora. I have to be careful. Looks like this. It's a really pretty eyeshadow palette. Very good quality, soft soft shadows. As you can see, this one's broken and that one's broken. I am going to declutter this one because they are broken. This one, it just keeps, like, it's not like chunky broken, it just keeps breaking more and more and more. I tried using it, but yeah, I just can't. So I am gonna go ahead and declutter it. But so now that you have seen me finish decluttering all my makeup, I'm gonna show you guys what I've decluttered. So I have three. This is three. I have 3 boxes. I don't know. So you guys can see this is the first one. You guys can see. Yep. This is all the makeup all together. So this is just one. Just one. Here's the other one. So you guys can see there's nothing on the bottom to make it look like it's full. Like I have packed this one up. So this is the second one. Yeah. There's one more. And here is the last one. This one has more of my eyeshadows and eyeshadow palettes in here. If I tilt it, I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah. So all of the eyeshadow palettes that I've decluttered, single eyeshadows, they're all in this one here. So yes, this bin, I want to take some out so you guys can see, like, I'm serious. So like, just gonna take some out. So you guys can see there's still, it's just packed. So there you guys have my declutter. I really went in and really just tried my best to declutter and be honest with myself on the makeup that I just wasn't using, or even makeup that was old that it was just time to kind of depart with and trash it because it was very old. I'm very proud of myself. I think I did a good job going through those 3 like that, and I still have a pretty decent amount of makeup. So my ultimate goal is every year at the beginning of the year, do a declutter, a deep declutter through my whole entire makeup. I hope you guys enjoyed this declutter series, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't, I do hope you consider subscribing to this wonderful channel and hit that notification bell to be notified of some upcoming videos. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye, everyone.